In this episode of the Digital Trailblazer podcast, we're going to talk about the secrets to going viral on Facebook and how you can get up to 1 million views on your posts and videos on Facebook without paid ads. So stay tuned.
If you want to build a legitimate, profitable online business without shiny objects, without the hypey gimmicks, and without the stress and overwhelm, if you want to make more money without having to be present online all day, every day, pumping out content that nobody sees and hustling DMs to generate leads and sales, then this is the place for you. Welcome to the Digital Trailblazer podcast, your online business university, where you'll learn how ordinary people start from ground zero with no influence, no email list or audience to sell to, and no business or marketing experience, and go from working 9-to-5 jobs to building successful 6- and 7-figure online businesses and all the steps in between. Learn the strategies that worked and what didn't. Learn the mistakes that they made and how to avoid them, and then learn their plans for scaling their businesses and taking things to the next level. All so that you can build your business faster and easier and make more money without sacrificing the things that are important to you in your life. I'm your host, Leah Ray Getz, and with me is my husband, Todd. Now, let's get to it with today's guest.
Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Getz, your host of the Digital Trailblazer podcast. And with me today is Rachel Miller. Rachel, welcome to the podcast. So glad to have you here. Why don't you give our audience a quick introduction, let them know what you do and what you're all about.
Hi, Todd. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I began as a mom working from my house, and I started a blog, and my blog took off. Then I started like a couple of side businesses, like a couple e-commerce things. Basically, I was dabbling in online marketing. And while I was dabbling in online marketing, my blog ended up reaching about 10 million people a month. And we were selling books left and right. It was loads of fun. And people found out who I was. And they asked me how I was growing my audiences so quickly. And that led to me creating Moolah, which allowed me to teach about 27,000 businesses how to grow audiences on Facebook. It was crazy fun, and I helped so many businesses grow into unbelievable levels. And have you ever heard of like building your own demise, like the albatross that's around your neck and then drowning you? I kind of feel like my journey has been like a ramp a little bit. I built my own audience, learned how to do that, taught other people how to build audiences. And then I realized, wait a minute, I just helped Stephanie build an audience of 1.4 million people. She posts, she gets 14,000 comments, but she has no products that she's selling. She has no money for a moderation team. She doesn't have a funnel, an offer, She has no back end. So what I really did was build this ginormous albatross. She's recognized where she goes. She has the struggles of being an influencer, but none of the benefits. And then I went through it. Okay, like our traffic is this much and we're seeing traffic go down. So we built these viral audiences that get attention, but we had no products behind it. And I was like, okay, so that's the next problem to solve. And that's when I built my software company, because I realized that go high level, ClickFunnels, lead pages, they're all super confusing to set up, super confusing to make sure the buttons work, that to make sure they send the product, that they give access, that they even create the product. Like you have to create it. You have to come up with the idea. You have to design it. You have to code it. You have to all of these things. And I was like, this is too confusing. I wanted to make that whole process as easy as typing in a phone number. And people told me I couldn't do it. And whenever somebody says you can't do something, I'll be like, sure about that. So that's what we did. That's what I've been working on most recently is Page Wheel, where we're helping people create digital products and offers in a lunch break.
I'm really curious about how that works because you're right. I love Go High Level. We are in Go High Level, but the learning curve to get into it is so steep.
It has 400, I counted. There's 487 steps. And if you have 5 buttons, because remember, every single button you have to add padding, you have to add the words, you have to set the action, then you have to go behind it and set the action in the workflow, in the pipeline, the opportunity to make the action happen. Then you have to put a tag on that action. Then if you've got your pixel, you have to have the pixel track. Guys, that's already 12 steps. And that's just to make a button work. That's not putting the color on the button. That's not changing the font type on the button. That's not centering the button. Okay, now we're at 15 steps per button. And if you've copied the buttons before, have you noticed that sometimes they don't copy all the parts and you have to still do those 15 steps, even though you copied the dang thing. So it should have everything built into it. The best was like 3 weeks ago. And guys, I have some of my funnels on Go High Level. Like I've got a legacy business. I've been doing this for like 15 years. Okay. So it's like some stuff is still on there. And so I was like, for the sake of speed, I copied one of my previous funnels on Go High Level, just copied it and changed something. I was like, oh, it's the same thing. Just go with it. And then 20 minutes later, I'm getting all these text messages. Your link is broken. I'm like, it's a copied funnel. The funnel worked yesterday. The original works, like all of it should be the same. No, it's not. I don't know which of these are broken and where it's broken. But no, this copied funnel, which is identical to the one that's currently working, but has these pictures changed. No, it's not working. It's that kind of thing where I was like, why did I do this? And I had to remind myself, Rachel, this is exactly why you built something that builds your product, builds your funnel, builds it almost instantly. And then you can send your leads into Go High Level, Rachel, and send them off to the world. So your people can still get emails, can still get follow-up, can still have all of that amazing jazz that happens in the back end, but you have a funnel made in, I don't know, 6 minutes.
All right. So we will get into that in just a bit. But first, let's talk about the Facebook and going viral and all that. Because when people think about they're going to start an online business, they typically think about the offer or the product or the thing that they're going to sell. And what my wife and I figured out early on was that your business online is not what you're selling. Your business online is the audience that you reach. And if you've got a big audience, for example, if you built an audience of people who want to lose weight, if you built an audience of people who are stay-at-home moms, you could sell them an affiliate product. You could sell them a network marketing product. You could sell them your own white labeled product from China that you're importing. You could sell them a coaching program. You could sell them an online course. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You've got the audience. You've got the business. Your audience is your business. And that's what so many people don't understand. When they, quote, start their business and they start by trying to create an online course or they start by trying to create a coaching program, they're starting it backwards, right? They are starting with the product and then they, quote, launch, and then they launch to crickets because they have no audience. They have no business. But when you start with the audience first, like as soon as you know who you want to serve and who you're going to sell it, whatever it is to, and you start building that audience, you start putting content out there, or maybe you start building a Facebook group, or you start building a community, you start building an email list. You start with that first. Now, whatever you launch to them, you can pivot however you want, whether it's an online course or a coaching program or an affiliate product or whatever. No guarantees, but you're almost guaranteed to make money, right?
You do have to train your audience to buy from you. Some of my audiences that we've helped build, they're meme audiences. So they're just channels that are full of people just talking about like gossipy stuff. Does that make sense? You have to be able to transition an audience from like a meme or an entertainment audience into a for-profit audience. There is a journey in that.
I would even say a meme audience. If you've got your own website, you can sell ad space and you can generate revenue off the ad space on a website.
Yes. That's actually what we did. So that was our primary websites to begin with. My first website was Quirky Mama. And then I went on to create One Pot Crock Pot. I create Slow Cooker Club. I created a DIY home one called One Crazy House. I created a makeup one, which I don't know why I did that because I don't wear any makeup. I mean, I did put lipstick on for this, but that's about as much as you were going to get out of me. So anyways, my point is I went on and made like these viral sites. Nobody knew who I was in all of these sites. And you do make ad revenue, but the way that ads have worked more recently is that you're not making very much from Google anymore. So we used to make like $1 per 1,000 people that came, which meant we were making bank. But now it's more like you're making 3 cents per 1,000 people. So you're just not making the ad revenue. I would not suggest people to go into a business thinking they're going to get ad revenue and that's going to pay their bills. You're going to have to get a lot of traffic to pull that off. So that was actually why we started Page Wheel, was because we had all these media sites. So we had all those websites, and some of the websites were bringing in 10 million people a month to the websites, and we didn't have products behind it. So we had the audience and we had no products. So then we were like, okay, we have to create a lot of products, but oh my word, we have to create like 47 products. And I did 47 because I looked at our verticals and we had a vertical for like cats. We had a vertical for fixing up your home. We had a vertical for decorating your home. We had a vertical, and the person who's fixing their garbage disposal is not the person who's making like a doily thing for their entryway. So there's like 2 different people, right? And then there's the DIYer who's like painting painting their porch. It's also a different person for the person fixing their garbage disposal. When I did the math and I did the in-depth market analysis on what our content was, I realized we had to have 47 products in order to replace the ad revenue that we were losing. And that's when it was like, oh, wait, if I was going to build the ebook, create the video course, script, film the video course, design the sales page, design the ebook, design, do all the integrations, write the email, write the follow-up, write the ads, write the social media for it. Using templates, I was able to get like what was like 2 weeks down to 8 hours. But I'm a mom of 6 kids, so like I don't get an 8-hour workday. I love that some people get to work for 8 hours a day. That's not me. So I have like a 5-hour workday, and I'm like, it's a day and a half per product. That means I'm going to be working on this for the next 6 weeks. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. So that's where we built the software. We built it first for us because I was like, no, because we like to think the audience is enough, but not if they're not a buying audience, and not if you don't have products that you're able to sell to them. Most of us need more than just that.
So let's first start with, how do we get the audience to sell to? Facebook, it's still the largest social media platform out there. A lot of people would say, and even I know we've probably said this too, is that it's a large existing platform and something that's not new. It's harder to go viral on, right? It's harder to get that traction because there's so many people there. There's so much competition, but still, it's where the most opportunity is because that's where the most people are. So how do we break into this? What are you doing, or how are you getting this organic exposure without having to pay for ads?
Right now, we're using something called niche neighborhooding. And that's where, like, if you went to my profile today, you would see that I tagged 14 people in the comments of my post. And when my post was, here's amazing people to follow, and then I put like a little finger down, and then I tagged 14 people in the post. Those 14 people got a notification. Some of them reshared my post, and then they commented, thanks, or here's somebody else I love, da, 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 da. That post has a massive reach now that I was able to use because I niche neighborhooded with my audience is similar to all of these people's audience. So Facebook, wherever, find me people just like these people's audience. And so Facebook then starts pushing not that post, but also the next post and the next post and the next post to the related audience. Right now, organic content is massive on Facebook. So right now, because I don't know what is going on. I don't know if the economy is tanking and no one's putting out ads, because I have not seen it this low of ad inventory in ages, which means organic. I actually killed my audience, not killed my audience. I do this regularly because I get tired of talking online. And so I have audiences that have my face on them. I have audiences that don't have my face on them. I have found that when I have my face on them, I'm able to sell more. So I need to have my face on stuff so it's not as impersonal, so people will buy for it. So having your face on things is exhausting. Maybe some people like it, but I don't. So you'll be there once you start putting your face on things. You'll be like, oh yeah, I see what Rachel was talking about. It's not as much fun as it sounds. So I love the faceless stuff. So every now and then I will focus on my faceless, and then sometimes I'll focus on my face. It's kind of like a seesaw personally. So you can pick which audiences of mine you want to follow. So I think it was like August 5th, I woke up and was like, I should probably start posting again on my personal. And okay, I had a reach at that time of 3,000. That means the post I've posted 10 days ago over the last 28 days reached 3,000 people. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much dead. Does that make sense? I started posting and I'm now reaching over 200,000, and it has been 23 days. So I've been posting for 23 days and I'm now reaching more than 200,000. I went from dead to 200,000. I know I'm not going to be able to keep this cycle alive. I'll probably do this for 3 more months, and then you'll see me disappear again and go like, what happened to Rachel? She's like, no, she's just going faceless. She's done with this. So there's like a cycle, and that's totally okay to have a cycle where you grow your audience and build that trust. Then you have a cycle where you can sell to them and you can disappear and use ads. Then you can go back to, I'm going to grow my personal brand again. But I want you to know now is definitely a time to grow. Anybody right now could grow. And I think it's because there's not enough content in the feed to deliver for people to get people to engage. So, yeah.
So all you're doing is you're tagging leaders or gurus or people with large followings.
At least one post. So there's different signals that when people engage on Facebook that they give to Facebook and they say, I like this content. So they could give a post a thumbs up or a like or a heart or a smiley face. All of those are like micro reaction signals. I also consider one word responses to be a micro reaction. Those micro reactions tell Facebook this person likes that content, but it doesn't tell Facebook like let's send it to the whole wide world. If somebody goes in and they leave a 3-paragraph response, or I call it a 3-liner, anything that's more than 3 lines on mobile. So 2 lines on a desktop and 3 lines on mobile. If they leave a 3-liner, Facebook, it's like a ding, 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 ding. This person is really passionate about this topic. Who else is like this person in their interests? So this person likes these bands, they engage here, they look at these posts, they follow these people, they're on Messenger talking to these 5 friends, and they all have these 5 friends and they follow those things too. We're going to send this piece of content that this girl engaged with to them in their feed because the feed doesn't have enough content right now for people to consume, for people to go, which is why organic is exploding like literally with this month is insane. It'll change in November because then we'll have more ads. So you always see organic reach go down in November. You always see it go back up in February. So it's just kind of like there's always been these cycles of when organic's high and when it's low. You don't want to just post things where you're saying tagging people. So micro reactions are thumbs up, hearts, love, face, smiley faces, and one words. Connection interactions, connection signals are a 3-liner comment, tagging someone, sharing with someone, sending it over Messenger, taking a screenshot of it and putting it somewhere. Personal ones where it affects your own feed, or when you save a post, you're guaranteed to see that post again. If you share it to your own wall and your wall is pretty much just you sharing stuff, then that's a way that Facebook puts it back into your feed again. So if you've ever clicked on a post and then you clicked read more and then you went through the comments, that counts to you as you really like this topic. So we're going to give you 3 more posts just like that, and 3 more posts from that person or from that person, similar accounts to that person. So that's one of the reasons why I did that tagging, to say I'm just like all of these other posts. So Facebook's like, oh, Austin Armstrong just posted and Rachel's people aren't seeing anything right now. We're going to show them Austin's post next because Rachel's people have engaged on her. They engage on Austin. They're not following Austin, but they follow Rachel. They'll probably like Austin. Rachel's not talking right now. So we need to make sure we're posting regularly enough to get people engaging and
Okay. So now when you're doing this, are you doing this on a personal profile or are you doing this on a business page?
all of them work. Yeah. Here, I'll show you on my feed just because it makes it easy for you. This is my feed right now. I just opened it. So that's a group. That's a page. That is a page. It's a police department, local police department. It's telling me to follow them. It is not an ad. It's not sponsored. It's a police department. So that's a page. That's a page. Suggested friends. So I just had 2 pages and 1 person in my feed, 1 group. So 2 pages, 1 group. People who say pages are dead, I don't know. There's a group, a person, a page. A suggested person, a page. A page. A page. A friend. So yes, pages are not dead.
So you create these posts. Do you tag one person per post or multiple people per post when you're doing this?
Well, you want to think of all the signals. There's like 40 different signals. You want to collect all of them in as many posts as you can. So I will craft a post for a specific type of engagement. So I will craft tell me your favorite person. I'll craft that one with the intention of getting tags. I'll do ones of like 4 days ago, I did, I'm having a migraine. What should I do for migraine relief? I knew if I said I'm having a migraine, what should I do for migraine relief? Everyone who's going to leave a comment is going to leave a 3-liner or longer. Some of them left like 4 paragraphs. Well, I tried this and then I tried that. I'm so sorry you're feeling this way. I hope you feel better. And if you don't, and if you need help, I have a friend who can help. So, okay, I knew they would give me lots of comments. So I orchestrate. If I'm going to have a heavy comment post, my next post is going to get lots of micro reactions. If I'm going to get lots of micro reactions, my next post is going to get tags. If I'm going to get lots of tags and I've got comments, I've got the other one. Okay, well, my next one's going to get time on screen. So I'll put a video up. So I mix up my types of content based off of what type of signals I need to make sure the algorithm, I'm getting a holistic view to the algorithm of what kind of person I should have sent to me. And that's how I'm able to grow from 0 reach to 200,000.
Okay, so it's mostly just about creating the posts that are going to get the type of engagement, the signals.
Yes, signals. You want your people who are watching your content to give signals. And then you want to stack your signals together to get as many different types of signals and as many signals as possible to the algorithm. So it used to be that like 3 likes would equal a 3-line comment. And a 3-line comment, if you got 3 of those, would equal a share. And it's a lot more fuzzy now. So I used to be able to like actually tell you this is the math. So if you got 10 shares, it meant that you reached 10,000 people and you got them so many different likes. Like I used to be able to do that kind of math. And I don't know if the algorithms changed or what, but it's a little bit more nuanced now. So you just want to have a variety.
Okay. What you were talking about at the very beginning about tagging the other influencers in your niche or something, what was that one about? And how often do you do that?
I post a cycle of content. So I'll post a photo, a video, a conversation starter. And then because I don't like videos, I just don't like being on camera, guys. And I don't really like talking about myself as much. So I do photo, conversation starter video, photo, conversation starter video. So I just kind of spread them out a little. So sometimes I'll do photo, conversation starter, photo. So I skip. So don't follow my pattern exactly, as in I don't do exactly what I'm supposed to, but photo, video, conversation starter, that pattern tends to get the majority of likes because photos tend to get more thumbs up reactions. The conversation starters asking people a question tends to get people to talk to you. And then video gets people to click and time on page and that scroll up and down bit. So I like to mix up the types of content. Now, as I say that, I also don't like making videos. I don't like being on camera. Here I am on a podcast with a video, but whatever. I'm not always the most like ideologically consistent person. So anyway, so if you look at my math on mine, you'll realize that I do less video because I just get tired of doing it. But yeah, right now, text videos or text post where there's no photo, no video, just text are doing 2 times better than any of my other types of content.
Yeah, I mean, because you keep hearing about people's attention span and things like that. And you need to hook them in, and you think just seeing a big thing of text wouldn't really.
Okay, let's show you. Here's my feed.
Yeah.
And so here's my post. And you can see I have 6 shares, 50 comments, 28 likes. This was posted an hour or 2 ago. This post right here, 88 comments, just text.
Wow, nice.
And notice what you have to do though. So here's the post. For me to see the post, I have to click to read it. That's a click, okay? Then for me, it's all about like gossipy stuff. I don't remember what the post is. Oh, someone pinched me, just happened. This person's, okay. And 200 people liked it, 88. Now remember guys, this feed was dead 23 days ago. 88 comments. In those comments though, there's a lot of back and forth. That's a whole nother thing because you're having it threaded. So that's when I was talking about engagement stacking. You've got one stack of someone here, they have to click. So now that person's stacking their engagements up. Then there's this back and forth stacking of engagements back and forth. So it's like, back. That back and forth also stacks and helps you like go higher in the algorithm. So you want to think of stacking your engagements.
So when you're creating these posts, I know a lot of people, when they've got a business, all they want to talk about is their business. I think you said something in there about a migraine. That's probably not business related. So what types of things are we mixing in here as far as what are you posting?
I post things that would help people know, love, and trust me and trust my business. What helps people know, love, and trust me? Well, me telling them something that I'm struggling with helps them know me. Me talking about success that I have had helps them trust me. What helps them love me is when I talk about my kids. So I'm going to kind of sprinkle those through my stories of my products and my programs, and that will help them know, love, trust me. If they know, love, trust me, they are much more likely to buy from me.
Okay. So it's not just pure education about your products or business. We want to mix in personal things. We want to mix in some entertainment things.
But you want to kind of stay on topic. So like I have a funky hobby. My hobby is making mugs, like with mud. Like I clay and I like carve mugs. And actually this one my neighbor made. It was just the first one out there. My neighbor and I get together and we make mugs together. I'm not really going to post about that. I might post about it once just so that it's like, oh, it's a tidbit about Rachel. But I've not posted about it yet. And we've been doing this hobby for months. Like we've been hanging out. And I don't think I've ever told people about how awesome my neighbor is because my neighbor's not relevant to you guys. My neighbor is my next door neighbor. She doesn't care about social media. She doesn't. No one's going to think, oh, Rachel's just like me. She makes mugs. I make mugs. We're the same. No, I'm going to talk about my kids because people have kids. Rachel's just like me. She has kids. So you want to think, how can I be using the know, like, love, trust in a way that's going to build my business? And so what are the values and what are the identifying markers of your customers? You want to kind of line those up. So you don't want to be all the way off in left field because then people, it's too many things going. They don't know where to put you.
What about how often should you be posting? Is this something you got to do every day or multiple times a day? Sometimes people say only, 3 times a week or once a week. What's a good frequency as far as posting?
If it depends on the size of your audience, it depends on if you're in growth mode or if you're in maintenance mode. So remember when I said I was reaching 3,000 people time? I was in maintenance mode. I wanted to keep my audience there so I could retarget them if I needed to. If I wanted to run ads, like if I decided I need to run ads on Friday, I wanted to be able to target them and have an audience ready for remarketing. So I had to keep the audience alive enough that Facebook's algorithm said, oh, this person saw your post in the last 90 days, so we can run the ad to them and it'll be cheaper and your learning will be faster. For me, to keep an audience alive, if I've been like, I don't care about it, I'm not actively promoting it to the audience, I'm not actively in growth mode, I will post every 10 days. So that way it has something going out in the algorithm every 10 days, but I don't have to babysit it. If it's a Facebook group, I'll turn post approval on so nobody can post except for me. And then I just post every 10 days and I don't even check the comments. We just move on until I'm ready to promote. Then if I'm ready to promote, I turn turn post backs on, turn the ability to tag me back on. I turn on and then we start posting. You want to post, if you're in growth mode, a minimum of 1 time a day. And if you've got more than 4,000 people engaged, you're going to want to add a second one. So if you're posting 1 time a day and you're reaching 4,000 people with that post, you're going to want to add a second post. If you're reaching 8,000 people with that post, you're going to add 2 more posts. So you're going to increase your posting based off of how much engagement you're having. And so right now, I should be posting 4 to 6 times a day from my feed because I'm reaching 200,000 people now. But I'm not, because I'm lazy. I'm like, there's only so much I want to do in the world. So in my day. So I want to play like me and not tell people I'm playing with play. So I just post 2 to 3 times a day, but I could be posting much more.
And so you mentioned retargeting ads. Does that mean if you want to retarget them with ads, do you need to do it from your business page, or is there a way to do that from your personal page?
My personal page is connected to my business, so I have the same audience in both places. And so I have the pixel shared between all of my places. And then I also have separate pixels for each. So I have the ability to target just people who follow my profile. I have the ability to target people who profile in my group, people who target my business. And there's ways you can do that. So like I have a landing page that goes to the group so I can target from the group. There's a lot of like different hacks that you can do for targeting. But yeah, I'm able to target whoever I want to, whenever I want to.
So with your posts, obviously, occasionally we want to mix in some type of a promotional thing. How often do you put a call to action in your posts?
Almost never. So like my post that I did yesterday, one of my members in my software platform, she's selling the platform under her brand. And she added like extra tools, extra features to make it hers. So while she's using our platform, it's her brand that she's promoting. And I was super, super excited because her brand is going to be on national television. And they sent a crew out to like talk to her about her software platform. And I'm like, but I made Yahoo! Our platform's going to, oh my God, I don't know, it's so cool. So I shouted out, somebody pitched me. She's promoting the platform on TV right now. Okay, when I did that, 8 people in the comments are like, oh my word, you have a white label platform? I'm like, guys, I've been talking about this for 2 years. So yes, I have a white label platform. Oh, I didn't know that. Tell me what it is. Where do I sign up? Blah, blah, blah. So actually, when I get off this call, I have 3 demo calls scheduled right afterwards. And I've got like 3 people that bought it yesterday because it's an ad. But was it an ad? It didn't seem like an ad, didn't smell like an ad, didn't look like an ad. There's no link in it, but it was an ad. So yeah, I always sideways sell.
I know that we've heard in the past 80-20 rule. 80% of the time it's value or personal or entertainment, and then 20% of the time
value. Do you like it when you see value posts from a stranger?
I usually skip by them.
I don't know who is teaching people to do value posts as like the thing to do, but it's a bad idea for your business. You will not go from the 6th to the 29th to 200,000 people that fast. I'm on track to be in 3 months, if I kept going, which I don't know if I will, because I get bored. I'm on track to be reaching 1 million people very, very quickly. The trajectory. I've helped brands go to reach 14 million using this strategy. So I know, I mean, I've done it before, but you're not going to do that if you're giving value. If you're giving value and the person doesn't know who you are, unless you're funny or you're sarcastic, unless you're like one of those like stand-up comedians who can do it in a self-depreciating way, my guess is you got to train to figure that out. You're not going to actually reach people. Think of yourself when you go to a party. And people online are the same as they are in real life. And I think that's where people forget. And I don't know who's teaching people to do value posts, but you're missing the mark because you forget that people in real life, when you go to a party and you meet a stranger and they say, "Hi, how are you?" They don't want you to respond with, "Hi, I'm a refrigerator salesman. And when I have a refrigerator, my benefits of my refrigerator are this, 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 this. And let me tell you the problems that I can solve for you with your refrigerator." No, dude, I'm at the game, like watching my kid play football, and I happen to see you at the. No, we're not talking about refrigerator. Oh my word, we're going to be talking about refrigerators. Okay, in real life, you're trying to run away from that person, right? So why do we do that same behavior to people on social media? It's a real person on the other side of the screen. They don't want your value if they don't know who you are. So what it does is it comes across really bossy. The most clear example of this, I'm a mom of 6 kids, and my youngest are sort of triplets. We're an adoptive family, and they're all within 1 year. So let's just say when I had babies and they were all that age, I stood out. Every grandma would come up to me because it was just like, "Oh, wow, lady, you got like a lot of kids in your cart." I'm buggy at the grocery store. So I'm at the grocery store in the Walmart, and grandmas just find me. This season, they were all over the place. And one of my 3 kids is a nudist. And he, to this day, does not like wearing clothes. And I mean, like the other day they were saying, I can't remember what they were saying. And and my husband said, "You have the ability," because he still walks around with less clothing than we would prefer. My husband said, "You guys all have the ability to just throw things at him from now on." So to teach this 14-year-old to put it away. Because nobody wants to. Anyway, so he's still this kid, okay? But when he was 2, he's been this way his entire life. When he was 2, we're in the Walmart. And he's taken off his socks. He's taken off his shoes. He's taken off his pants. He's working on his onesie that I got okay. Anyways, it's wintertime. Okay. He's not dying. We're in Texas. Okay. There's no hypothermia here, guys. He could have kept his clothes on. Anyways, it's wintertime. Texan grandmas are pretty sure he's going to die of hypothermia. He's not, but whatever. One grandma comes up to me and says, "Did you know your kid's not wearing any clothes and he's taking off a da-da-da?" I'm like, "Look, lady, yeah, I mean, I've had him for, I'm just trying to get the mac and cheese and some milk and butter so I can make supper tonight." And maybe a bag of something frozen because I'm dying here, okay? So I'm like, "Whatever, lady, you must let me keep shopping." So I got the stuff and I'm ignoring her. Like, of course he's got no clothes on. I mean, have you met this kid? If you haven't met him yet, there's rarely a time he's wearing clothes. So I go around the corner, but it is a problem and it is cold, so he should be wearing clothes. And I am a neglectful mom because he's not. Okay, I round the corner and another mom's like, "Oh, grandma, oh, my word, you have 3. Oh, tell me about them. How old? Why do you have 3? What do they like? Oh, my daughter, her hair is so good." One of my kids had really curly hair, so they always love talking about her hair. "Oh, did you know that one back there's not wearing any clothes? He's probably cold. Actually, his toes are pretty cold." Okay, I had a problem. I was refusing to fix it. How many people on Facebook, when they're looking at your ads, they have a problem, they're like, "Yeah, I'll deal with that tomorrow. I'm not gonna fix that right now." Okay, they're all like that. If you're giving value posts without first earning the right to talk to your audience, without asking them questions about who they are, without talking about things that they think are interesting, they have zero desire to listen to you. Just like I had zero desire to listen to the first grandma. And 25 feet later, like I just rounded the corner, suddenly I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll totally put all my kids' clothes back on and I'm gonna fix my whole life for you. I love you. Would you like to come over and be my new grandma?" The second one got me to remember her, and to this day I can still picture her because she took the time to get to know me. How do we do that online? We ask them questions. We reply back to them when they talk to us. We like their stuff. We engage with them. We talk about the things that are interesting to them. We then say, "Hey, I know it's not that cold, but like it is cold and it is kind of drizzly out. Like maybe we should probably put those pants back on." I'm not condemning her. So a lot of times our value posts are so heavy-handed. I hate value posts. The stuff that actually goes viral, the stuff that gets them to hook on and love you. My favorite one I love to tell is the debt analogy because nobody likes to talk about debt. debt relief is a problem, you want to talk about value posts like, hey, you could combine your credit cards, you could do this. But nobody with debt wants to talk about that. And this is an extreme example, but it's an example that every single niche could follow. And instead of talking about your debt, collect the audience of people who have debt problems. And those people are typically impulse buyers. Impulse buyers are someone who has a shopping cart when they went to Costco, and instead of leaving with toilet paper, you have a year's supply of potato chips and a kayak. Okay, that's the post that it was like, hey, it wasn't a kayak, it was a 3-foot tall bear. I still have it in my daughter's room. She loves that. Oh, no, I didn't get a whole year's supply of potato chips. But did you know they have a sale on cantaloupe this week? Okay, that was the comments. Because she didn't come across saying you have a problem with impulse buying, or here's a value of something you could do to fix your credit. She came alongside and said, I got a kayak. Let me tell you how I bought my kayak. That story collected all the people, and then she could say, hey, did you have problems paying for it now that you went over your budget? Well, guess what? We've got this whole system here that can help you with credit, and we can snowball it. We have this accountability system and this app, and and it helps you not spend so much when you go to Costco next time.
Okay, so where do you come in with that second conversation? Where do you come in with that second post that talks
That's
about that?
not on Facebook. That's off Facebook.
Okay, how do you get people there?
You get people there from your list, and then you remark them with ads. I do not use organic content to tell someone something's wrong with them.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
no one is going to, like, if you say you have a problem with your debt, if they leave a comment on that, what does that say about them to their mother-in-law?
Yeah.
What does that say to them, to their best friend? Let's say their sister, who knows they have a problem with debt, tags them in that post. What does that say about that sister? Everyone's like, dude, she's such a jerk. Or I can't believe your sister, you tagged her in this. Like, no one's going to do that. So you basically are killing your reach, and you're making people hate you because people don't want to be outed as having a problem. So if they engage on that post where talking about how much you can help them with this, they're outing themselves as having a problem with this. You want to make them look good, feel good, make their lives better. You don't want to make them feel shame. Value posts make people feel shame. Almost majority of the value posts make people feel shame.
All right. So the only time they ever see any sort of a call to action from you is from a retargeting ad after you've built the audience.
Sideways. I sideways sell. So my post yesterday, I sold 6 seats to Enterprise, which if I take the math on that, they pay me every single month for the rest of the thing. I mean, that's with one post and like 10 minutes of time. I made $7,000 from one post yesterday. Okay. But in that post, I did not say, here's a link. I did not say click to buy. I did not say I will solve your problems. All I did was say, oh my word, she's on TV. Squeal. Okay. And then they said, oh, how'd she get on TV? What's the link? Oh, it's here. Okay. Can you show me? Oh, it does this too. Oh, I've heard of this. Somebody else says, I think it's great. I sold through sideways. They asked me, how did I do that? I didn't ever say, sign up for my link. I'm going to solve your problem.
Before we run out of time here, let's get into your software, because I know you've got something here, Page Wheel. And it's not a Go High Level white label thing, because I know everybody's got one of those.
We actually tried Go High Level, and I am like Go High Level. I have some of my business that's like, I love Go High Level. Their back end is amazing. However, the front end takes 487 steps, and I should not feel dumb building a software. So none of your readers should feel dumb by any technology. Technology is there to help you. It's there to assist you. It's there to make your job easier. It's not there to make you feel stupid. It's not there for you to have to spend hours figuring out. And so for me, I was like, this is taking too long to build a funnel, and the funnels are broken. If they don't work on mobile, the speed is all wonky. I should have it automated where it automatically resizes my images to be the right size. So now the page loads quickly. It automatically puts a link into the buttons. I don't have to put the link into the buttons. It automatically sends them an email, because I forgot all about an email when I made the funnel, but there was no delivery email because I forgot to make it. It automatically sends them a delivery email based off of what your sales page said. So if your sales page said, we're selling this, and the thank you page said, here it is, then the email says, oh guys, here it is. It just restates what's on the thank you page. Like, why should I rewrite that? Why doesn't AI just do that? We built it because there was nothing else out there that automates everything.
Wow. So, okay. So is this an AI based software?
It writes the sales page, it designs the sales pages, it hooks up your tech. It will even make your ebook to go along with it.
Now, does it do that automatically or do you have to prompt it to do all these?
Well, you have to prompt it, but by prompting, I mean you have to say, "I'm a yoga studio who helps people with mental health," and then it's like, "Oh, here's your ebooks. Would you like them? Edit them, please. Here's your sales page. Here's 4 different color palettes. Which one did you want?" And you can actually change like hit refresh if you don't like it. Endless options of color palettes. You don't like the look? Hit refresh. It'll redesign the whole sales page and make it look different. And it's one button click. So it's kind of streamlined the whole editing process, and it writes the whole thing. And all you have to do is go in and tweak it. And you can even put your voice in. So you can say, "Oh, I'm more edgy. I'm a yoga studio that helps people with mental health, but I'm more edgy. I'm not motivational. I'm more like cross and edgy, and I'm a badass yoga studio." Okay, great. It rewrites it as badass yoga studio. Boom.
So it's basically like having a VA that's building it for you, and then it comes back to you and says, "Hey, here's what I got," and then you give it feedback, and it fixes things.
You don't even have to go back and forth with it. Just say what you want and it builds it. And then you can edit it or you just hit change it. You can literally be done. Our fastest people are done in 3 minutes.
And then the email follow up, it automatically integrates that in there.
Yep. It automatically sends a delivery email based off of whatever you said on your thank you page.
Can you set up more than one email to go out? Can you set up like a series of 5, 7?
That's where we need Go High Level. And that's what Go High Level is really good at, is they're good at those follow-up sequences, and they're good at like staging where the user is in the journey and tracking those conversations back and forth. Go High Level is an amazing CRM for that. We just send the leads into Go High Level from the funnel. But what Go High Level struggles with is their funnels are really complicated to hook up. So we do everything in the funnel part and the tag, and then it just drops the leads into Go High Level. Or wherever you want to send them. You can send them to ActiveCampaign, GMass, anywhere.
Yeah, well, and I will say, like, that's the biggest hurdle for a lot of people, especially the first time going through things, is just getting everything set up, make sure there's no tech issues. Even people who are getting going with ads, a lot of times they're not converting leads because of a technical issue. It's not the ads. The ads are, the click rates are good, the copy is good, all that's great. It's the pixel wasn't the same. The button didn't work. The pop-up form
Talk about Pixel. We have it where a Pixel automatically, if the person comes to the site, it automatically tracks as a page view. If the purchase something, there was money exchange, it automatically is a purchase. You don't have to say this pixel is a purchase pixel. In Go High Level, ClickFunnels, you have to say what the pixel is supposed to measure. Ours, it's like, dude, they gave you their email. It's a lead. Why should we have to program that?
Okay, so people definitely need to check this out. But you got any freebies or anything, or if people want to find you online, what are some links we can put in the show notes to help people out here with the things that we've been discussing?
Pagewheel.com is our website where you can learn all about the software. Packs.pagewheel.com is our free software where you can go in and make viral social media content if you want to. And it's free. Everybody can access. And I don't even get your email. I don't even care about your email. We only retarget people who are our buyers at this point because we have enough buyers. So you can come in there. I'm not even tracking you. Use it for free. If you love me, you'll sign up for our programs.
Nice. Okay. Well, we will make sure to get those links for all that in the show notes. If people want to connect with you online, where can they find you?
I'm Rachel Miller.
Okay. Rachel Miller online. I had to look for her on Facebook.
Yep. You'll find me.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us today. This has been a really fun episode. I hope you come back someday and talk more about this, because this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure there's so much more we could talk about. But thank you so much for being with us today. We really enjoyed this.
Thank you, Todd. This was fun.
You've been listening to the Digital Trailblazer podcast. The strategies and earnings mentioned by our guests represent their individual experiences and results. Nothing shared on this show should be considered a guarantee of earnings or success. The views, opinions, and claims expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official views of the Digital Trailblazer podcast or its hosts. This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, legal, or business advice. Please do your own research and consult with qualified professionals before making any business decisions.